What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. My name is Adam Palmer. I am your host. On today's show, we are going to be talking a little bit about the AL and NL Rookie of the Years that were announced. Also, some more info about Topps Chrome Basketball that has come out. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. If you're a new viewer, make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss any future daily nonsense content. Let's get into it. The MLB has started rolling out some of their awards they're going to be giving out. They're going to be doing an award show with what I assume is going to be like MVP and Cy Young. For some reason, early they announced the AL and NL Rookie of the Year, and AL I feel like was pretty obvious. It was going to be Nick Kurtz, and it is. And I had mentioned on the show probably a couple weeks ago. At this point, I guess it must have been a couple weeks. But I I was talking about the Nick Kurtz Superfractor was graded, and it received a 10-10, which I think is obviously pretty good. It was a redemption, so it being a 10-10 is important in the circumstance that, if Topps is sending a card and it's not receiving a 10 from a redemption, I don't know exactly what they're doing there, but it did. It received the 10-10. And from talking to Toro Pulls, who was the person that pulled the card, they mentioned that the card is going to be sold soon also. They mentioned in November to me, and I haven't seen any announcements of the card actually going live just yet from any auctions for the Nick Kurtz Superfractor. But I think the one thing from all of this that I am not 100% sure the timing of why Topps did this was that Three Kings card that I sort of alluded to when I talked about on yesterday's show, where you have to have the debut patch, the Bowman Chrome Superfractor autograph, first Bowman obviously, and then the Topps Chrome Superfractor autograph. You get a redemption card from that, the Three Kings. They kind of announced that towards the end of the year, and I'm not 100% sure why they wouldn't either wait until a little bit later on in the year or wait until the products come out. I just feel like that announcement was kind of almost wasted, on a random day. If they were to come out with that announcement before the release of this Topps Chrome update, that would probably do a similar thing to the prices that they did with that tweet for the Yamamoto card. Or why not just wait for the end of the season when people have the ability to maybe go out and find those cards for a little bit cheaper? I guess maybe people want to, in theory, maybe they wanted people to be able to prepare for 2025 Topps Chrome update. And it's if you wanted the Nick Kurtz, which obviously the Toro Pulls, they have it and they're probably going to be selling it. You're going to have to go out and buy that card probably now. I mean, I don't know where the Nick Kurtz Superfractor Bowman autograph is, or any, in that sense, any of the Superfractor autographs. I only really know that Toro owns the Topps Chrome Superfractor auto, but maybe they're trying to give people the ability to go out and buy those cards before the debut patch card came out. But at the same, again, it just feels like they sort of had a weird timing when it came to the announcement for the Three Kings card. And throughout, this process, we have seen more of the debut patch cards. And to be honest, this year, actually, the good thing that is going to come out of when those players made their debut, I believe Drake Baldwin and Nick Kurtz are both going to be on the checklist for the debut patches. I know Nick Kurtz is for sure, and I think I've seen the Drake Baldwin, who won NL Rookie of the Year, his card. So I think one of the first times in a while we've seen the Rookie of the Year, or both Rookies of the Year, actually be in that year's products. And that's sort of, I don't know, one of the pet peeves I have with baseball in general and what Topps has decided to do with when they put players into packs. If they're waiting until, November or December for some of these products, Topps Chrome Update is not going to be out until December. It's how can you not have a player who makes his debut in July or August into a product that comes out in December? Maybe the regular flagship update is why they aren't able to put those players, some of them depending on when they're making their debut, because it's the beginning of June. I think it was June 1st the past few years, or June 3rd or June 4th is when they have switched over from the players making their debut. They get into products that year versus they get into products for the next year. For me, it's there's got to be a way. I hope that Topps can maybe change it. I don't know. If I'm Fanatics, I would look at it and say, yeah, sure, it's nice to have a Series 1 that has a lot of great players that made their debut. Like Series 1 next year is going to be phenomenal. Like you're going to have the Jacob Mizorowski, you're going to have the Caglion, you're going to have Roman Anthony. It's going to be a really stacked product, but it's like those players made their debuts pretty early on in the season, and the fact that you're going to have to wait until next December to get their Topps Chrome update patch cards, you're going to play another full season before you even have the ability to buy what is the biggest card of those players, at least for as a pro, the debut patch. I don't know. I wish there was a way to change it. I guess I understand why they can't, because they need to make sure they're in a certain amount of products if they're going to put them in Topps Chrome, but I just think it's, like I said, unfortunate a little bit that like a player can almost play half the year, and then you have to wait another full year before you can even get one of their biggest cards. I talked about how we really hadn't seen any details about Topps Chrome basketball, and literally like the next day, or maybe this was actually 2 days ago now at this point. It was 2 days ago, and then yesterday is when they made the announcement. But the announcement essentially that they made was that there's still going to be more info coming soon. So like depending on when you're listening to this, we may even have a date. But at least for right now, they put out a tweet of a bunch of different images from there, and they put in the a Wembanyama 1/1 Superfractor autograph. There was a Cooper flag that they did that was like, I think it was a number to 150 autograph. But I think the big thing here is that we're getting the first Victor Wembanyama autographs in a product, because he's been a Topps athlete since he was drafted, which I still think is like the exclusive autograph licenses I don't really like. I really think that the exclusive licenses should be more of like a 2 to 3 and maybe even a 4 company. Like I feel like Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and then maybe Leaf or maybe one other company should be able to all make licensed products. But when it comes to the exclusive autographs, that's something I think that we should be getting rid of. All that does, in my opinion, is make products worse, because we have no licensed Victor Wembanyama autographs. We're going to have no licensed Cam Ward autographs. So if it were up to me, I would get rid of the exclusive autograph contracts. Just allow the players to sign whichever cards they want and with whatever company they want, because if they don't want to sign with a company, then they just don't have to sign for them. Like you can go to the player and say, hey, we have all these cards, are you going to sign them? Maybe they say yes, maybe they say no. I mean, if it's like Leaf or it's another company, maybe they say no potentially, but if it's like Topps or Panini or Upper Deck coming to them and saying maybe they want to sign with them, like give them the choice, which in theory them signing the exclusive contracts is giving them the choice to sign with whoever they want, but like allow collectors to get these exclusive cards or get the players' licensed autographs. So Wembanyama, for example, this is going to be his first licensed autograph, and this is his 3rd year in the league. So obviously there was last year they had, which also Topps, again, they did the crazy thing where they were coming out with Wembanyama autograph products. Like there were Wembanyama rookie autographs, but they were autographs in like his 2nd year. In the middle of his 2nd year, Topps was still coming out with 2023 NBA rookie products, which that's something that I will never really understand, is why the Players Association even allows stuff like that. Like after a player plays in their rookie year, and I talked about like dates in the previous segment of like when players can be in products and when they can't be in products, but it feels like the Players Association needs to step in here and say like, hey, if the next draft has happened, you can't come out with rookies from the previous year. That's where I would say, and I know I'm coming out with a lot of like definitive statements in this segment of the podcast, but it's just like the autographs and when players are coming out, it's just like we need rules here in the sports card industry, and sometimes it feels like there essentially are none. Like it feels like sometimes people just do whatever they want and companies do whatever they want, and unfortunately we as the consumer sort of have to accept that sometimes. And so with this Topps Chrome basketball, we have still not been given a date. We've been given some of the images, and hopefully in the next like week or so we'll know like when this product is going to come out, because I'm hoping it's going to be probably around Christmas if I had to guess. But with Topps Chrome baseball, they're probably pretty focused on getting all those products out. So like after this sale and after the pre-sale of those products, I would imagine they might switch over to basketball a little bit, or switch some of the resources, because like I said, we still haven't gotten any info on dates or even any products other than Topps Chrome basketball. That's all we've got for the show today. Make sure you leave a comment. Let us know what you thought about today's topics. Also, come back here to the Sports Cards Nonsense YouTube channel every day for more daily nonsense. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.